Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review, or should I say Indiana Jones Review, as we have some Indiana Jones news to talk about, because yesterday, during the Xbox Developer Direct, the upcoming Indiana Jones game from Machine Games and Bethesda was revealed, which it will be titled Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and it will release sometime later this year on the Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Game Pass, as it will be available day one on Xbox and PC Game Pass, as it's a Xbox exclusive title. And because of that, it won't be releasing on the PlayStation 5, at least right now. If it does, it probably won't be for like a year or two, but seems like it'll most likely be a Xbox exclusive title. But during this Developer Direct, they revealed a gameplay trailer, and then afterwards they had some more stuff with the developers talking about the game and whatnot, which will be a first-person shooter set in between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. So it will take place in the year 1937, and will follow Indy on a globe-trotting adventure, which we'll see a lot of different locations. Obviously, Marshall College, where Indy is a professor at during this time, which is where the story will seemingly start. But we'll also see the Vatican, the Himalayas, the Forgotten Temples of Sukhothai, the Pyramids of Egypt, and I would assume more. In fact, I'm pretty sure even in the trailers and gameplay and whatnot, they show other locations. But the event, what kind of springs Indy into this adventure, he's at Marshall College late at night, and he hears someone breaking into the college, is trying to steal an artifact from the college, which Indy realizes that the artifact wasn't of much significance. So Indy starts kind of looking into it more, and it leads him to the Vatican, which then will kind of lead him on and on in this adventure. But right now it doesn't seem like there's a, one artifact from the game. Seems like it's more of a mystery about this Great Circle, which are all these places Indy visits, what the Nazis are kind of looking at, and all of them are perfectly aligned by a circle around the globe, which they didn't really dive into much about what that all is. I would assume there's some power or something connected to it, which the Nazis are trying to get and whatnot, which is what normally happens in the Indiana Jones films. And so I would assume that's the case is. But obviously the enemies are once again the Nazis. And the main one is this guy named Emmerich Voss, who they describe as intelligent but intensely psychological, and they also say he's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it. So maybe that's what the power, whatever he might acquire from whatever the Great Circle is, maybe it's revolved around manipulating the human mind. I don't know. But just like the films, Indy has a female partner in this game named Gina Lombardi, who I guess is a investigative journalist who's, I guess, been looking into this Great Circle and has a personal stake in it. And so, Indy meets her and they team up, on this adventure and whatnot. And so that's, really all we know there also. But the biggest thing with this reveal was the gameplay, which, like I said earlier, it will be a first-person shooter. And so the majority of the game will be from the perspective of Indy and whatnot. But there will be some third-person moments, mainly the traversal climbing moments, which it seems like there'll be plenty of that. And then obviously cutscenes will be more movie-like look to them. But one thing I like of how they kind of describe the gameplay, with combat and puzzles and whatnot, was that they made it so you can be, more clever like Indy, using your head more and thinking stuff through. Obviously, like I said, there'll be puzzles, which seems like there will be a lot of, which I'm very excited for that stuff, kind of diving into the tombs or whatever there is and figuring puzzles out and whatnot. But then with combat and using your head there's just a lot of different options. Obviously, you can go in shooting up the place with Indy's revolver, or by picking up a gun from a dead enemy, or one thing that showed was just picking up a shovel and then hitting a guy with it, which, you can also do melee combat just using your fists and Obviously, the whip is involved, which you can use the whip for a lot of things, either, in combat or using it in stealth for like a distraction, which obviously stealth is another option you can go, which I do like having that option because I do like playing games more stealthy and whatnot. But the whip is also used a lot for traversal, so getting across a gap you can't normally jump over, or using it to climb up a wall. So it seems like obviously the whip will have a lot of uses in the game, as that's the biggest thing what makes an Indiana Jones game more unique. But so far, all the gameplay stuff they showed, I really liked what that was looking like and whatnot. And obviously the story and whatnot is also interesting. Don't really know much about it, so really can't go too much off of that. But obviously Harrison Ford doesn't voice Indy in this game. It does use his likeness though, so it will look like him. But it was revealed that Troy Baker will be voicing him in the game, which Baker is voiced a bunch of characters in a bunch of different video games. But he's probably most well known for playing the main character Joel in the Last of Us video games. He does play Nathan Drake's brother Sam, I think is his name, in the Uncharted 4, which the Uncharted games take a lot from the Indiana Jones movies. So kind of full circle moment there, just like the name of this Indiana Jones game. But obviously he's done a lot of other stuff like I mentioned, and I really like him in the Last of Us games and several other games he's done. And from this trailer, he does a good job doing Harrison Ford's voice. Obviously, it isn't a lot to go off of, so I'm definitely interested in his performance when the game comes out and whatnot. But another big thing from the movies is obviously John Williams' score, which he won't be doing the score for this game, but they revealed that Gordy Hobb will be doing it, which he's done a lot of John Williams like scores in video games. I think he's done every single EA Star Wars video game. So Battlefront 1 and 2, Squadrons. He did Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor with Stephen Barton. But he also co-composed the score for the last original Indiana Jones video game, Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. So, he's done a lot of work doing John Williams-like scores. I haven't played Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, so I don't know what the score's like in that game. But I do really like his scores from the EA Star Wars games. So I think he'll do a great job for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So yeah, but that's really everything. In the description, I'll link to the trailer and the Xbox Developer Direct, which does include some other news for other upcoming Xbox games, like Obsidian's next RPG, Avowed, which I'm very excited for that one. I thought that looks great also. But with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, when we get more news, I'll eventually cover it more, and then when the game comes out, I'll be covering it, probably with a full playthrough and whatnot. So you can check all that out then. But in the meantime, check out my reviews on the Indiana Jones movies and every other Indiana Jones thing, and also my Star Wars content, which is the main thing I do on this channel. But I've been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting